Very warm welcome to esteemed viewers of 10 News. I have, what can I say? I have a guest with me today, Mr. Naren Yadav, who doesn't need much of introduction, but just for the audience who have not come across his work so far, let me introduce Mr. Naren Yadav. Narenji, first of all, a very warm welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Naren
you.
Yadav is a very, I would say, successful business entrepreneur. He is a mindset coach, an excellent author. He's a career coach who builds your mindset so that you can choose the right career and also grow in your professional ladder. Uh, as a short introduction, I would say Naren Yadav ji is an experienced, not just a coach, but also a growth strategist. He's a speaker, he's an author, and he's a change maker. I think today's society, all our young people, and even those people who have been struggling with making the right choices, people who've been struggling to even shift their jobs, people who are thinking whether I should quit my job, join a business, start something of my own, or change my line, or do I excel in the same field where I am? So there are a lot of confusions, there are a lot of conflicts which goes on in our mind. So that's where I would say the experts like Mr. Naren Yadav come in help to help these youngsters, and not just the youngsters, even people who are going through, I would say, the midlife crisis, wherein they really want to understand whether they are on a right path or they need to make a shift. So that's where I believe Naren Yadav ji has been playing a very pivotal role to actually guide people. And if I'm not mistaken, Narenji, you have already impacted about hundreds of lives. You have actually coached people, and people have also, I believe, benefited because of by reading your work,
Yeah.
by attending your talks, and actually getting coached by you. So I will not take much time, although there is a lot to say, and I'm sure you're going to get a big cheer from all the IITians because you come from the IIT. I don't know in which uh, city or which part of the IIT you have taken over, but it's a huge community and a big support to each other. I'm sure our audience today is going to really gain a lot of insight from Mr. Yadav. So Naren ji, I'm going to call you Naren. I believe that's better instead of calling you Mr. Yadav. So let's go with Coach Naren. There are many dimensions to Naren. So, Naresh, please introduce yourself to our audience, and then we will talk about what kind of change maker this change is going to bring on this
Yeah.
platform. And within 30 minutes, how many lives are going to change? Please, Naren,
Thank you
over to you.
so much, Shweta, for this incredible introduction. And I welcome all the viewers, my friends, my guests. And I really acknowledge you have taken out the time to be here this evening, and that means a lot. And I want to say that I don't know, Shweta. This is my birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, happy birthday. A
Thank
wonderful
you,
day.
thank you. And
God
this
bless you.
this event makes it even more special. Okay, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel I want to give away something very important to the viewers, and I promise by end of these 30 minutes you will have something uh, incredible to take away with you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Nareen, I believe being in this field, I would say now when the India is growing, when the challenges in Indian market is growing, students, especially in today's time, now when we are seeing that there are no boards happening, there are no proper entrance exams happening, there's a lot of
Mhm.
confusion about how to now choose even what to study. uh, let's not even focus on career, even with choosing the right stream of study, and then later on I believe it is going to really this impact is going to be huge on people, that how to actually decide what kind of profession they should be going in. So what would you say? How can they now cope up with this pressure or this new challenge? And then what kind of mindset you would build for them? What is your take on
Yes,
it?
and wonderful question. It is, and it is very, very important questions for at least young guys who are just selecting their career. It is very, very important for you know for people who start the career to select a right path. Okay, we see the challenge at a later date when people are on a particular journey, and later they feel they are not on a right track, the right career, and then they don't have any choice but to just take it forward. Okay, but I must say there are for anybody who wants guidance on the career, I want them to ask three questions. Okay, very, very important questions to ask. First thing, what are you good at? This is the basic question you should ask. The second question you should ask, what others or other people feel you are good at. Okay, and the third question you ask, if you are not enjoying what you're doing and your heart doesn't lie there, you want to be somewhere else, then what is stopping you? These three questions they must ask. Okay, if you work, you do something which is close to your heart, where your passion lies, where what you enjoy doing, then your work becomes fun. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
can
And
understand what you're saying.
if you yeah, and if you don't do something, then it is just a compromise. And everybody is born with tremendous talent and skills, and everybody is unique. So it is not mandatory that you have to follow somebody and just get on with whatever is going on and continue doing and keep accepting things. And you're not early and not late to evaluate your career at any point of time. Okay, this is my piece of advice. At any point of time where you feel that there is a dead end, and then you don't see where it is heading, and what is coming up 5 years down the line, if you are not able to see that, just stop there and revisit your career. Then you will certainly find something. And in that process, I also want to add a very important thing. You have to take help of a career coach. Normally what happens, people advise based on their experience or their background. Okay, and then if you don't hear from the right person, then you end up choosing a right career. Okay, so ask a right career coach, and a career coach is somebody who will give you a good direction, which will be in alignment with your baselines, your value system, and then your life's outcome. Okay, if both are aligned, then you will be unstoppable, and then you will enjoy the journey rather.
I understand. This is so rightly said that unless you introspect, unless you ask yourself, before you even ask anybody else, it's important to ask whether are you enjoying what you're doing? What is it that what you're doing? I mean, are you even aware? Are you in the state of awareness wherein you realize that it's not just a rat race, it's not just a journey that you're just living and you're just working. You have to have fun. If your work is not bringing joy to you, even if it is the most boring work on this planet Earth, if you are not enjoying it, there is something wrong, either with the work or with you. So you need to ask that. You need to address the issue so that it doesn't start creating that dullness in you. And in that tender age when we are just starting, or we're like in the middle management level, wherein we can actually grow exponentially, we can actually kind of cut our own roots if we don't pay attention to it, and if it is addressed properly, and if the advice is taken by from a good career coach. So that's where the importance of coaching also actually falls in life, and that's what people are realizing in India, that they do need a professional guidance instead of just asking, the parents or the relative. We'll come down to that point later, Naren. I want to really highlight this point because this is
Yeah,
a very, very big pain point, which you also must be realizing because your
yeah,
students
true.
must be going through it. But I want to understand, is there actually some formula? Is there a way to have a successful life?
Life, you asked a question which everybody should ask. What is success? Definition for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
what is the definition for you?
if
Correct. So
yeah,
true.
the definition of success is different for everybody. Okay, for somebody it may be a lot of money, for somebody it can be a comfortable life, or somebody who wants to just contribute to the society, to the mankind. So success is very subjective to individuals. Okay, and if you know what is your success blueprint, then comes how to be there. Okay, and there are very very important things, no, people should know. There are a couple of steps I should when I learned coaching, I really I had breakthroughs in myself. There were so many things which I discovered myself. I learned my personality type, I learned my inner DNA, which was like I never thought of something of that sort exists. Okay, and I learned my belief system, how we are coded. Okay, what stops us from taking bold steps, or step towards our dreams. So I learned all those things, and these are the things are not readily available to people. The world we live and the kind of masterminds we have around. So a good coach basically offers you this, so they actually help you connect with your true self. Okay, and it is, and that is why, and it I have to tell about myself. Okay, if you allow me, I can tell you about my story a little bit.
Please do. Please tell
Yeah,
us.
yeah. So I come from a very humble background. Okay, and I come from a small town. There was no water, no electricity, and then we had a family business where a lot of cattle we had, and we had to do a lot of work at home, and there was hardly some time for us to go around and play with friends and all those things. So that kind of atmosphere was there. So it helped me a lot. I became hardworking, but I feel I missed out, some enjoyment I could have done. But because of my small, strong, my family background, my parents, they're very very nice people, very, they live with principles, so that inculcated a good value system inside me. Okay, I was the youngest in my family, so I had to take care of everybody's wishes, orders. And what happened, I in the process I became very submissive. I became a people pleaser. Okay, I started pleasing people to get attention, to get noticed. I was kind of a guy who, if you just see, you don't notice normally. When somebody passes by like me, I was that kind of a guy. It was okay when I was at home, but when I went to college, it became a challenge for me. Okay, because again, to sustain there, it was a boarding school, and then I had to please people. Okay, but it became even more challenging when I joined my corporate career. Okay, coming from that kind of background, taking up a very challenging assignments in the corporate, and then my growth aspirations to achieve a success. I my traits, like I was a people pleaser. I wanted to do something, to grow in my career. So I started, I gave my blood, my respect, my identity, everybody, everything at stake. Okay, just to uh, gain growth in my career. But later on, when I realized that was not me, I was not enjoying what, I was not enjoying. I thought, if this is what it is, then I should definitely think whether I'm doing right thing. I had hundred of questions inside me. I asked, why me? I didn't, I never prioritized my wishes, my desires. Okay, I was always keeping everybody around me happy, and that was my that became my responsibility. uh, but in corporate, what happens, people take advantage, right? For people like me, a good boy, you can just dump whatever comes, and then he will take, you do it by whatever. So uh, at one point of time I realized that was not me. I should really think about, if 5 years, what I'm going to do, why I exist, whether if I die today, will it impact anybody? So is it a life of significance that I'm living? So these kind of questions were asked. I was not having any answer. Okay, I was just passing by. I was just passing my life. That is when my coach, Mr. Afin Khan, came to my life. And then I started discovering all the answers of questions inside me. And I learned about life, about success, about belief system. And then really I felt, if a person like me, having graduated from IIT, being, in top careers of corporates, which like people normally envy, if I struggle, what about others? I decided this, I'm going to change that. I took a vision. I just decided I want to be a coach. I can be a career coach because what I have learned, and what I have learned HR management. So I know the career, the perspectives, the scope, the path, the growth hierarchies, everything, and the working environment altogether. So I decided to be a career coach. And then the second most important thing was the mindset which stops you. What, you have everything, but still you feel I'm not good enough because of the mindset. Okay, I wanted to break that, and I decided I have to start somewhere. I became a coach. Now I am coaching people across the globe, and what an experience, what an experience. But one thing I noticed, whether it is India or Europe or USA or South Africa, the kind of challenges people face, the issues they have, are more or less similar. Okay, so it is, people can take that. So more or less the issues are common everywhere. And for us to grow in our career, it is very important to have a strong and positive mindset. Not only mindset, we have to think that we have to take action in our life. Okay, when we go more, we will talk about it more. But I wanted to share my story, because if it might inspire somebody, and somebody can take a decision in our life. And I must say, like Stephen Covey says, I am not a product of my circumstances. I am the product of my decisions. Okay, so it is very important to take decisions in life, and then our decisions are basically becoming pivotal in our upcoming life's journey.
So beautifully said. Thank you very much. And I must applaud you for this thing that coming on national TV, really narrating your own life's story. But yes, yet it's so inspiring, and I'm sure you have inspired many lives. You have touched many lives by just
Yeah.
telling people that it doesn't matter from where you come, what's your background, coming from a humble background or any kind of family background. Doesn't matter whether you go to a regular university or IIT or wherever you've been, your insecurities are same. You face similar challenges no matter where, in what part of the world you are, in what kind of society you are in. The human tendencies, those insecurities, those fears, those inhibitions are same. So everyone needs to break away from those actual inhibitions. I would say, those unseen shackles. So, Naren, even you would know that even my program, Meri Azadi, that's what I talk about. That break those chains. You don't see them, but those are right there in your head somewhere,
Yeah. Yeah.
stopping you to actually flourish. And so beautifully narrated. I mean, you have lived, I would believe, that life, and that's how you're leading by example. Really appreciate. Thank you very much for sharing your life story.
Thank
And
you.
I believe people have got a real lesson that it's not just the success. You learn a lot even from your failures. The challenge is what a
Yeah.
career coach, because he himself has faced those challenges. So that's how you get to actually learn those real lessons from such coaches. And there was a question put up by someone, that where do you find the career coaches or such coaches? So Naren, is there a platform, is there a way for people to find career coaches?
In the world, digital marketing, it so many coaches are around. It is very important for you that which coach you connect with. Okay, there are so many coaches. Okay, and what you want, what are you looking for, that you should have a clarity, what is your expectation. And based on, you have to identify coaches. There are portals, there are coaches, there are you can see in Facebook, or even in other social media, there are hundreds of coaches available. So you don't have to put a lot of effort. They are visible, and there
I
are
would say let's go with the easiest one, as we call the Google Baba.
Google,
So
Google Baba. Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah, true.
everyone works on social media, yes, everybody's out there to actually showcase their work, and yes, uh, Google becomes very handy, wherein you can actually see the ratings, you can actually see the work, because then, if at all there is, first of all, as Naren said, you have to have a clarity that what kind of coach you want, what is
Yes.
it that you're seeking. Then only
Yeah,
you can go and find, and then
yeah.
accordingly go to your research and check the profile of the person, see their work, the line of work that they've done, and accordingly you can definitely. And I believe you do hold some kind of a strategy session or discovery sessions, wherein you people can actually, kind of a consultation, wherein
Yeah,
people can actually explore whether they need to
exactly.
be
Exactly.
to what level they need to be a part of it. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
believe our audience is enjoying. I can see a lot of comments popping in. Wonderful. So now, if you could tell me, how would you suggest or recommend anyone to have a successful career? What is apart from the mindset? What else do they need to have? One is that you have given a beautiful takeaway, that how to cultivate a mindset. Now, how do they move ahead? How do they make sure that they're going to have a successful career? How do you make sure that they have a successful career?
Okay. Again, it is my question. Your question is the same here. That what I want. So people, for a career, they should have a visibility what they want in their career. Okay. So that kind of visibility must be.
I would stop you, just pause 1 second here. If someone comes to you who does not have the clarity, in that case, do you also bring that clarity for them? Do you actually
Of
clear their
course.
mind to,
Of
to, to,
course.
to actually see through things? Okay,
Yes.
so please.
Yes.
So that's that,
Yeah.
that's very
Give
important,
you.
because a lot of people are actually confused.
I'll give you an example. So actually freshers, it is very easy because they have certain set of
Expectations
parameters
of
on
life.
which. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
for fresh, yeah, for freshers it is easy because they know one thing is their qualification. Okay, and second thing, if they have to see their vision where they want to be, somebody wants to continue in that particular line, and then or somebody wants to diversify in, either in science or management or any other entrepreneurship. Okay, so if they have that much clarity, otherwise as a coach I bring the clarity. Okay, and then third thing, if they have any passion which they have not noticed, okay, then there are set of questions which I ask, and then that helps them discover their passion. Okay, that is about the fresher. But somebody who is already in the mid career, they should also see, because that, and at that stage they had the clarity about the career they are in, the path, the domain or the industry. And if they are enjoying that, then it is okay. If they are not enjoying, they should revisit. So I said it is not very late. I came across a person who is almost 12 to 13 years of experience. Okay, he's a safety officer in one of the uh, reputed organizations. Okay, and he asked me certain questions. Naren, I want to earn a lot of money. Okay, and I want to become I want to be successful. So his qualification was very very much quotable. Okay, so it was I think he has done diploma in something. Okay, and he was having that fear that I am not very qualified enough, I have competition. Then I asked, what do you enjoy, what is your option available? You want to earn a lot of money, so if you continue doing what you're doing, it will take years for you to earn a lot of money. Okay, he agreed. Then what are the options you have? What do you enjoy? Okay, is there some is there you do you have any hobby which you could basically pursue, and that can build another source of so he understood, and then he said, I love poker. I love poker. Okay, and then I enjoy that. I can play for hours and for weeks or something like that. Perfect. So what is stopping you? So it is a lot of competition. People are there, some IITs, IIMs, and they are playing. They're ranking. I just I don't have much experience. So what? Yeah, so what? I'm afraid I cannot take my career, my family, my liabilities at risk. What are you going to do if you continue doing anyway? You are not going to achieve, and then you will not be happy. Just imagine something happens, and in a road accident, you just uh, get into a deathbed. What will happen? What will you think about it? Okay, how are you going to handle that? What thought will come to your mind then? Have you done enough? Have you lived the life you always wanted to live? And then he realized, but still there was a blockage. I could understand there was a blockage because of his background. That was okay. Then I asked, whom do you love the most? He said, I love my mother. Okay, so just imagine. Okay, just imagine you have to run a sprint, but you have never practiced. Okay, and then you are in a competition where you have to give your best. Okay, what will you do? Okay, so I have to do, but I will not gain a confidence. I said, okay, another situation I gave him. Just imagine your mom is stuck up in a swamp, and then deep swamp, and she is getting into inside that time. Will you think that you have not practiced, or what will you do? I will just run to save her life, to rescue her life. So that opened his mind, and then he decided that time it is all about the mindset. So what stops us is about the mindset, and how serious we take our lives how seriously we take that. If we are in the rat race, we continue doing, at some point of time we regret. Okay, but is it not too late to fix that? Or rather, you just be a little more proactive and take really charge of your life, and then don't be the passenger in a ship, rather be the captain of the ship, and then take the ship the way you want. Is it not true?
Absolutely. No, so rightly said. Instead of living a life full of regrets, it's better to take, to gather that courage and actually take action, because things don't change unless you change.
Yeah.
That's like so rightly said. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I believe, along with all these informative values that you've been giving to our audience. I would also like to know a little bit about your book. Now,
Yeah.
I haven't seen the book. I really don't know what's the name of the book. So don't keep the mystery on. Just tell me what is your book, what's the name of your book, and what is what kind of value can our can your readers derive out of reading that book?
Okay. Okay, so I have seen life very closely, and I have learned life's lessons in a hard way. Okay, and all my experience, I have put that in my book. Okay, and the book name is, you must like it. The book name, I will reveal it in front of my lovely audience, my people, and here comes my book. Can you see
Oh
the
wow,
book?
what's the first gear? Wow, lovely.
Yeah, and
I
this
can
is
see.
me. This is me, and I have written about clarity, the growth mindset, and getting into action. Okay, and also I have included the success story of 9 superhuman beings. Okay, they are very very uh, successful people, but the one thing very very common for them is that they have started from zero. Okay, they're all first generation successful people and very very diversified people. Okay, everybody can relate to the inspiring stories of these people. I wish this book will add value, and then you will take lessons from it and make your life very successful. So it gives you everything you need to know to get on with your life's dreams journey. Okay, and a
Wonderful to
powerful
be.
book. I'm very sure you will love it and must read.
All the best, all the best. Thank you so much. I'm sure the readers, our audience is going to really, really look forward. I mean, our people are already writing that where can we, is it available on bookshelves now that
So
the lockdown is pretty over almost everywhere? And
it,
otherwise on Amazon, I believe
yeah, it will be
the
available, and it will be available in both the formats, digital format and hardcover. So people who love Kindle or ebooks, they can read, and then people who want really the feel, they want to feel this, they can buy the hard copy of this book. Okay, and,
I'm sure people are
yeah,
going to benefit.
I
I'm sure.
I want your best wishes to make this book very successful, and I feel the mission I'm on, this book will be one instrumental thing to realize those things.
Lovely, lovely. So, Naren, I believe now our audience would like to know how to connect with you. So, which is the right or the best way to reach out to you?
Okay,
Would you like to
so
give your
I'm available on Facebook. I have my website, narenyadav.com, and my Twitter, and my mail ID. I mean, I think in the comment section, I will leave my contact details. People can reach out to me.
I believe you can just, you can just announce it to our audience. So,
Yes.
narenyadav.com is your website, and your email ID would be.
My email ID is admin@narenyadav.com, and people can reach out to me. My Facebook ID is at only Naren. Okay, and Coach Naren is my Twitter ID. Coach Naren is my Twitter.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time out, Naren. And I'm sure our audience has really benefited a lot. And, people would be looking forward to reading your book and actually getting into the right mindset. First of all, clearing the clutter in your head that what do I need to do? Then getting into the second step that how do I get where I need to reach?
True.
And this is where I need to be successful in, whether I need to stick to the same genre or the niche that I have, so far traveled, or do I need to change it? Am I good enough? Is this working for me in my life? Is this really bringing that happiness quotient or not? If not, then to explore what actually makes you happy, what actually can bring you closer to that success, because at times even the best of the jobs, best of the profiles do not bring happiness because that's not what we are seeking. Or maybe the end goal where we need to reach is going to take much longer, as Naren said, that if you keep on going with the same pace. So either you need to change the pace or your vehicle. So that's where the advice of a good career coach comes in handy. And
True.
I'm sure it's worth every penny. I don't know what are the charges of Naren, Coach Naren, but if one is looking for the clarity and one is looking for that success mantra, then yes,
Yeah,
definitely in a rain or any
I
good
have a
career
program.
coach is a very good
Yeah.
investment. And great, thank you so much, Naren. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure our audience is thrilled to have you on our show. Thank you so much. And if you would like to give any one last message to our audience, that would be nice.
True. I want to say failure happens, okay? But don't stay there. When you fail in life or in your career, that is the moment to evaluate your purpose, your work, the customer, the efforts which you have put. So use that as an opportunity. Failure is the best teacher. And then some of the most successful people you see, or the companies you see, where once a time where they failed miserably, okay? So it is just life's way to teach you, and they take that positively. And just don't stop there. You have only one life. Play it real big, okay? Whatever it takes, just live a life of significance, and then leave a legacy, okay? Don't just die, leave a legacy. And I wish, may the power be with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, our audience. Thank you, 10 News, for giving a wonderful platform to enlighten the audience, people who've been looking for ways and to really get I think the best, uh, I would say the advice or the gist of this session would be that it does not matter where you come from. Your past does not define your present or your future. You could be absolutely the result of your sheer effort, your sheer dedication towards where you want to reach. Your future path will be built by you yourself. So all you need to do is, again, declutter your mind. Take help from a professional if you cannot do it on your own. Do not hesitate to actually clear your fears and also ask for little hand holding. It's only going to do good to you because it is your life. If you are willing to change your life, and there are people, there are experts offering that help to you, reach out to them. Reach out, because end of the day, if you are not reaching to your end goal, if you're not being with the success that you are actually wishing for, you're going to be unhappy. And once you are unhappy, you create that surrounding which makes everyone unhappy. So it's not a life worth living for. So when you are living a life, when you have one, why not to enjoy? Why not
Yeah.
to live it to the fullest? When there
Let's.
is health, absolutely. The life is bliss. Experience it, feel it, and actually spread it more. As Naren said, leave a legacy behind. Yes, absolutely. Don't just keep that happiness or your struggle, your achievements to yourself. Like people like Naren, who have gone through a life, who have learned their lessons, who have gathered knowledge and that wisdom. And now they are sharing it, giving it back to the society so that others do not suffer. Others do not have to go through the same journey that they had to. So now they are shortening that journey. They are making it faster, they're making it easier. It's like instead of going through the rough patch on your way, he's building, people like him are building that highway, so you take an easy road, a more effective route towards your success. So take full benefit. And what can I say? Let your fears go away and reach out. Thank you. Thank you very much,
One
audience.
last
Thank
sentence,
you.
I must say, one last
Mhm.
sentence before we conclude, okay? Guys, thank you for watching, and thank you for staying all along. I must say, life is very, very short to suffer. Life is very dynamic, very unpredictable. Whatever we have is just today. get into action, make it large, and become unstoppable. And stay connected to your passion and dream. Don't leave it for anything, anybody. Okay, it is your life. You have to take charge. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Naren. Thank you, audience. Thank you, 10 News.